Hello and welcome to my channel again. Um, in the last video we were basically talking about the network automation, how we accessed the Cisco DevNet sandbox, right? And how we were able to take the output from the uh, Cisco Cat98 device into our Netmiko script that we created. We also talked about the .env where we kept our secret credentials, right? So today we are going to enhance it a bit more and make it a bit more complicated, not much, but by just a little bit more, right? So if you would see, if we run this command, right, so we were getting the output last time, which was the output for show IP interface brief, right? And that was happening through the module which is called as the Netmiko module, from where we imported the connect handler. And basically we created a variable netconnect to establish the SSH connection through the Netmiko's connect handler, where we are trying to access the device. Now the device is nothing but the arguments that are present inside the device in the dictionary format that we are fetching, right, in order to access this device, and the variables are inside the env, right? So this was discussed last time, right? So now if I talk about it, we were able to see all the particular values. Now let's say I want to access a particular interface, and let's say the interface is called as GI gigabit ethernet 0/0. Now I just want to access the output, the IP address for this particular interface, the status for this particular interface, and the protocol for this interface, right? So how we are going to do that, right? So we are going to do that. Let me utilize one variable. So this is the one variable that we are going to utilize, which is basically the StringIO. So StringIO basically does not treat a particular, once you put it into a for loop, it is going to treat each and every line like a combined sentence or a combined line. It will not treat it character by character, but it is going to treat it string by string, right? So let me give you a very good example. So let's say if I do output 2 is equal to StringIO of output, and then if I do a for loop, right? So I do for line in output 2 print line, right? So you would notice the difference. So now if I run it, I'd be able to get all the outputs, and but it will be line by line, right? So you can see that the upper output is basically the output for the show IP interface brief, but then you can see it's getting repeated again from here, right? And it is getting repeated line by line, right? So that is how it makes our life a bit easier. If this would have been output, right, and if we run it again, you would see the difference now. Do you see the difference? Now it is coming character by character, it's not coming line by line, right? So that is the difference. Okay, let it get executed and then we'll start. So basically the understanding in this particular uh, uh, snippet is how we are extending is that we have to fetch the IP address, protocol status, and admin status for interface GI 0/0, which is also basically called as gigabit ethernet 0/0, right? So that is the understanding. Okay, so now this is okay, this is done. Now what we are going to do is we are going to utilize this output 2, right? And we are going to keep it the same way that we have kept it, but now we are going to take the following output uh, in a dictionary format, right? Because most of the interviewers would like to see you saving this particular output into the dictionary format, and for that we will try to use the update method, which we talked about in one of our previous videos, right? So earlier we talked about the concepts, now we are implementing those concepts over here, right? So that is the difference. Now we even talked about the StringIO in one of the previous videos as well. If you remember, there was a video where we sorted out a real-time problem, right? So based on that, we are implementing the concept of StringIO and the concept of dictionary over here, where we will be taking the output of IP address, protocol status, and admin status, for this particular Cat9K device for the gigabit Ethernet interface, right? So you can see over here, before we move, right? So this is the gigabit Ethernet interface, and then this is the IP address, this is the protocol status, sorry, admin status, and then this is the protocol status, right? So how we have to fetch it? Very simple. uh, let's take a dictionary dict1, and we'll keep it blank, right? Now now I have to only fetch gigabit Ethernet 0/0. I do not want to see the status of all the other Ethernet interfaces, right? So what I would do is, if interface in line and int, let's take a variable int status. uh, so let's say if we get the interface in line, that is the gi 0/0, then what we are going to do is we are going to take the line, because the StringIO basically delivers the result line by line in a for loop, right? So we will take that particular line and we are going to then split it. So that will do line dot split. That will be line dot split, right? So now it is going to get split over here, right? So once we do that, we'll get a splitted output for gigabit Ethernet 0/0, right? Okay, let's not print this output for once, okay, because we know it's already getting printed every time we run it. We are going to just print the output of line dot split, or we are going to print the status for print. We are going to print this variable int underscore status, right? So that is what we are going to do. Now we are going to run it. Let's run it out. Okay, so now you can see that the particular line gigabit Ethernet 0/0, it was able to filter out through this particular condition, right? So this basically filtered out. Let us write a comment over here. Filtered is filtered out interface gi 0/0, and then splitted the int gi 0/0 line into multiple elements. Okay, that's how we did it. Now once this has been split, you can see that the particular output that you're getting is getting in form of list. That is the first thing, and these are the variables. So you can see that the interface is coming at the 0th element, the IP address is coming at the first element, and the protocols the admin status is coming at the 4th, and the protocol status is coming at the 5th line. And this is going to happen for all the interfaces, right? This is uniform and it's not going to change, right? So we are already aware that this is the pattern that is going to be there always, and we have to work according to this pattern, right? So what we are going to do is we are going to update this dictionary 1 in the same if loop, right? So I will do dict1 dot update, and then we are going to do it like this, and then I will take int IP. Okay, so interface IP, and that will be the line dot sorry, int status 1. Okay, so let's do that quickly. I'll copy this, int status 1. Okay, and then there was fourth and fifth element, right? So let's create a copy paste of this one. I forgot to put up the D. Anyways, we'll do that. Now this is the int IP. Then we'll do the int admin status, and then we are going to do the int protocol status, right? So I just have to capture that, right? And in the integer status, instead of 1 where we were getting the the IP address, I will do the admin status, which is the element number 4, and then the protocol status, which is the element number 5, right? And then finally what I'm going to do is I am going to print the dict1 output over here. That's it, right? Now, okay, so this is done. So let's go ahead and do it out, and let's see if we get the proper output or not. So I'll click on run. I'll run the module. It's saying invalid syntax, so there's a problem over here. Okay, I did not used the curly brackets, which we have to use in all the cases, right? So this is the issue, and this has to be mandatorily used, and if you do not use it, just give me a moment. And I think I used a square bracket, which was not required. This is wrong. Remove it. Yes, now it's correct. So basically it's going to work like this. So inside your dictionary and update, since it's a function, it's going to work like this, right? So now this is right. You can execute this. Let's wait for the output. Okay, so now we have the output, and you can see that now we have successfully been able to fetch the IP address for this particular interface, that is 10.10.2066. The admin status is up and the interface protocol status is up. So now if you go over here, you can see that this is the particular interface, sorry, GI0/0. You can see the IP address is 10.10.2066, which is the same IP address. The admin status is up and the protocol status is up, right? So this is the admin status, and then this is the protocol status. So basically this is a layer 1 status, and then this is a layer 2 status, right? So that's all for today, right? We have been able to enhance this particular script in such a way that we were able to get the output of a particular interface, right? We are going to come up with some very good videos as well. Having said that, that the sandbox lab is already available, and we can leverage multiple items over here, not just the cat 9k. This was one of the ways. You can even do the iOS upgrade for the cat 9k if you want to push out the configuration. We can do that particular video as well, where we can fetch the configuration through a TFTP or a FTP server, which we are planning to do in the next video. So yes, we'll do that, and once that is done, then probably uh, we'll try to plan it out in the next video, in the upcoming videos. So thanks all for your time, for visiting my video, and I will definitely see you into the next video. Thanks guys, thanks so much.